And in my trailer is what is going to become the new vegetable garden fencing. This is the new vegetable garden, at least it's going to be. And there's my black lab. Hi, Kyla. Hey, girly. So basically, from that fence post straight on out here to 24 feet, and then 21 feet in this direction to that fence post. This is all going to be all of this garden. Now, it was going to be a temporary garden, but I think we're going to keep it and maintain it as a second garden. Our garden that we've been using for years is up here. This is our, so we get the gate open one-handed here. So this fenced in area, which I don't know how big it is, probably 30 or 40 by, let's see, 30. This is our, let's see, we got some blueberries here, right there, some more blueberries. This garden bed, which I don't know if you can pick this up on camera, but it's probably about 18 inches deep or more of fresh wood chips from, oh, I don't know, 2 months ago maybe. This bed, which I don't know if you can tell the difference. There's an actual second little smaller bed there. And then the third bed, this is potatoes. There's potatoes in this bed here. And then the middle bed, that's empty. There's nothing in that. We're letting that decompose. In here we have some broccoli, just a few plants. And then this was just fenced off because last year I had kale growing in here. I planted a whole bunch of kale. It didn't have a little fence up around it. And it is a ramshackle looking little fence too. I mean, it is just, it's pitiful. However, it did keep the rabbits out after they had already decimated my kale and my whatever else I had in there down to nothing. It was overnight, every single plant was down to a nub and they all died. Anyway, potatoes in here. In this one, this was an old raised bed. There's potatoes in here. And then this is all of my garlic, and there's some onions down in this corner here. Let me get out of the way of my shadow, but down in there, there's onions growing. And so this garden, in all of its grandeur, which really looks awful right now, is going to be next year's garden. When it all settles down, decomposes, we'll add more compost, and we have plenty of that. We have rabbit manure, we have goat, we have chicken, we have a ton of stuff, and horses, we got lots of horse manure. So this is going to be our garden this year. Now already I've planted along this fence row here, this little fence, is some bush or pole beans, and then there's a row in around there somewhere of bush beans, and then we have our parsnips and turnips. Well, I like them. I think I'm the only one in the family that'll eat them, but there's 2 small rows of those going, and then all of our seed starts are up in the sunroom, you know, getting percolated up in there. So and that's it. That's our garden for this year. And oh, they've got the firewood going and grapevine there too. Oh, this stone wall out front here, it's got to be dug up and cleaned up, but I believe that's where we're going to plant some squash, zucchini, maybe some pumpkin, something like that. The stuff that takes up a lot of room that I don't really want to put in the garden because it takes up a lot of room. So we'll put that stuff there. Let me take you up to the chickens and the goats and all those critters. So come on along. Go past the white bomber. And we'll go on up here. I have kind of two barns. One is the big one down below. That's where we have our horses, on the other side of that one. And up here, we have my two girls. I see one of them. She's peeking out at us. Hey, girl. Hey, girlie. There's another one. That's Mimosa right there. That's the name she came with. I didn't give it to her. And that is... What is your name? Do you remember? I'm forgetting. Whatever the kids named you. I forget what your name is. But when we started up here 15 years ago, we had these goats. This pen, this goat was pretty big. We had two goats, two old wethers that we just had as pets. And no, hello. Would you like to eat my phone? That was our original goat shed. And I was going to tear it down because, you know, we had gotten this whole new barn here with stalls and everything, and my wife said, oh no, just leave that there. I like that. You know, that was the first thing we built on the property, and believe it or not, I think the goats spend more time in it than they do inside the new barn. But nonetheless, there's my big old rooster man. He's the watch rooster. He was trained by the police to patrol the area. This is our chicken coop. And our chicken and duck pen. There's everybody. They all say hi. They're out there scratching around, doing their thing. Yeah, it's pretty wooded here, so we don't have a lot of grassy area for them. And then this is our maternity ward rabbit house, newly refurbished by moi. And here's our big rabbit house. We got a buck on the far end there. We have 4 does and another buck. And so when we breed a doe or two, we'll put them in. Oops, I'm getting way too close. We'll put them in this house here, which is a double run. And then there's nesting boxes in there, and then we can then take them out. And sometimes we'll put the babies in a chicken tractor, or we'll put them we might have to get another run. I don't know if we'll need to. We might even build another rabbit tractor. Haven't decided yet, but anyway, that's the barn. And that's about it. I mean, this is our little 6 acres in the woods, and pretty rhododendron down there. And this is what we do. Down in the big barn, like I said, that's where we keep our horses. We have 2 minis, and we're probably going to get them rehomed eventually. And instead of having mini horses down there, and we love them, don't get me wrong, we love the horses, my kids love them, but we're thinking about removing them, rehoming them, and then running pigs down through here and sectioning it off. I mean, you'll see a big mess down here because I've been logging this out. Well, there's one. Hey, Penny. That's our little mini mare, Penny. Hey, girl. Oh, and there's our gelding Cooper. Hey, buddy. Say hi. Smile for the camera. And as you can see, it goes pretty far down through there. A couple acres, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know if it's that much. But there's a lot of brush in there right now. And we've been cutting this up, or I've been cutting trees down to get more sun in there so we can get more grass growing. It's pretty wooded, but as you can see, if I go down through here, I mean, here's the back side of the fence. It's just right up against forest. There's just acres and acres and acres of forest back there, and only a little bit of it's mine. So, like I said, we're cutting down some brush, or some trees, trying to make some more pasture, or grass areas, so that they can have more to eat, and we have to feed them less. But it's not working out so good at this point. And of course, we could use the firewood. There's lots of maple in here, and also for earlier in the season or later in the season, there's some poplar, and there's a couple oaks in there, I think, too, and some ash. Oh, and there's also some really nice black cherry, or cherry, I guess they call it, just wild cherry. In fact, I think, yeah, right here, that's a cherry right there. And lots of maples. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And we're just trying to get things ready for in the next week or two is a critical time for us for planting. We have to get everything in, because if we don't, I mean, Memorial Day is pretty much our deadline for getting things in the ground. And so that's why I've just got all this lumber today. My wife wants a fence, and I was just gonna stab a bunch of chicken wire in around it, and she said, no, it's gotta look pretty. So once I complete that fence, then I have to go back up to this fence and repair it and make it pretty again, because it's been there for 15 years, so it's starting to look its age. But yep, that's what we're gonna do. And also, in amongst all that, continue cutting firewood for, hopefully I can get it done in time that it'll be cured enough for this season, but I don't think it's gonna be. And if that's the case, then we have other sources for firewood, so that's already seasoned and dried, and we'll just have to go that route. In fact, what's under the tarp is from this past year, and it was already pre-seasoned and dried, and I had it just delivered here to the house. I don't like having to do that, but we were kind of under the gun, so that's what we had to do. Underneath that pile of rubble. anyway, thanks for stopping in. Please like and subscribe, and share if you want. And thanks for stopping by. This is Brian at I was going to say Deep South Homestead, but that's Danny and Wanda. Brian at Beyond Mountains Homestead. See ya.